Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 18th of October. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now, as ever, I'm going to give you the key strands for the week in a brief overview and then dive deep into each zodiac sign. So this week, the key features are that, yes, Jupiter and Mercury go direct on Monday. Jupiter is the planet of growth, of traditional astrology, of good fortune, and it's also the planet of expansion. So over the last 4 months, as it rewound from the sign of Pisces and back into the sign of Aquarius, we have found perhaps that some of our social aspirations have kind of been a case of 2 steps forwards and 1 step back. We can see in some parts of the world, for example, that COVID lockdown has been imposed in a much more stringent way, other areas a bit freer. But Mercury going direct in the sign of relating, Libra, is definitely something to appreciate. Also, the ruler of Libra, Venus, is in a fine link with Mercury and also Saturn this week. So those constructive relationships can really take a step forwards in a way which we're going to be pleased about. Also, Mars, the planet of passion, in the sign of Libra still, is forging an awesome angle to Jupiter for much of this week. So around a group situation or where we feel a sense of unity around a shared idea, again, a lot of thrust and speeding up. A contractual situation could also be resolved this week. But the Sun does square up to Pluto through the week. And Wednesday's full moon in the sign of Aries is kind of deep and passionate because of that square from Pluto to the moon and also the Sun. It's sort of pivoted in a T-square. And if there are deeper relationship problems around perhaps some leverage or coercion, or someone seems to always have to be in charge and not embracing the more equilibrium credentials of Libra, that could see some politics burst into the open, which may need to be resolved. And then on Saturday, the Sun returns for the first time in 11 months to the deep dive sign of Scorpio. Now, the whole progress of the planets through the sign of Libra has been very much the conversation. The movement of the Sun into the sign of Scorpio is to understand what that conversation was really about. So anything about shared resources, intimacy, sexuality, in terms of a more practical context, anything to do with investments, entrepreneurship, legacies, pensions, savings, all of these things can come under the astral microscope over the next 4 weeks. Now, please stay with me for your deep dive on each of the zodiac signs. But if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, I've been writing them for over 25 years. My work features around the world on some of the biggest platforms out there, so you can subscribe for free below. Or with year 2022 racing up quickly, grab your 2022 personal forecast. And if you order now, you'll get the rest of this year 3, plus a character analysis and 30% off. Please see the link beneath this video and gain searing insights for your prospects ahead. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 18th of October. Mercury's been tracking backwards in your sector of work, worldly interactions, goals and ambitions. And if there have been some strains around relationships with bosses or authority figures or big organisations that you've had to interact with, these can start to be resolved. Most magnificently, perhaps, Jupiter, the planet of growth, starts to go forwards in your second house of everyday resources. Now, of course, last week your ruler Saturn went forwards. Being joined by Jupiter really could start to see the financial side of your situation improve. Also, Saturn is forging a very positive alliance with Venus, which is tucked up in your 12th house. So confidential discussions, behind the scenes soundings can also start to feed into your financial situation. Maybe something you've been cultivating privately can start to show promise. Now Mars, the planet of drive and passion, continues to be high in the sky in your 10th house, giving you extra confidence, but that's linking in a really helpful way to Jupiter. So if you want to take action in a very confident way this week, I think this combination suggests that sometimes if we just really believe that something will work out well for us and we don't overanalyze it and we just have trust in our gut feeling, then some kind of dramatic move on your part could actually pay off really handsomely. Now, of course, there is a full moon this week, and it is in your sector of the home and the family. Whereas with the position of the Sun, Mars and Mercury, they're all in that more worldly connecting department of your situation. But Pluto in your sign is pivoting in a sharp right angle to both positions. So this is the classic work-life balance full moon. But I think what it's saying to you is that with Pluto in your sign, your desire to try to get the maximum from any situation, professionally or personally, is going to see you possibly trying quite hard to get things on your terms. And I would just say that as the Sun moves into Scorpio, as this week draws to a close, much better to extend some kind of goodwill or courtesy. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't try too hard if something feels a bit out of kilter and a bit stressful. Actually, by trying to find solutions in a more collaborative way, it's going to see this week end on a potentially very positive note.